Hi friends, welcome in. Today we are going to be tapping on comparison. This came up for me in my tapping journey after I had spoken to a friend about how most of my life I had compared myself to a younger version of myself. And what that did was continually self-sabotage me into getting out of present moment. And so the tapping session that I did on my own helped for me to realize that comparison, which we already know, but comparison, even if it's not to somebody else, to even maybe a different version of ourselves, is really sabotaging our joy. And yes, we've all seen that quote, right? That comparison is the thief of joy. But I don't think we fully understand that until we're actually aware of what we're comparing to. So we're going to do a tapping session on comparison, but I want you guys to give yourself a moment to look at who or what you're comparing yourself to most often. Is it comparing yourself or your situation to somebody else's situation? Are you comparing your success to somebody else's success? Are you comparing your own body to a body that you used to have or to somebody else's body? And notice what starts to get triggered. Are you comparing your lack in something to somebody else's gain, which we talked about last time, right? Loss and gain. And allowing yourself to get sucked into judgment around that, which is also low vibration, but we all do it. I still do it. So really just have an awareness around where you're allowing your energy to drain into. What comparison story are you giving your power away to? For me, the most comparison that I did was comparing my current body to a body that I had, and remembering and noticing and being aware of that. When I would jump back in time in my mind to that body I used to have, I wasn't happy then either. So that tells us, right, that it's deeper than what we see. So that's what we're going to tap on today. Allow this to be whatever you need it to be to get back to yourself. Remembering that this isn't just about, even though it's tapping back to your body, remembering that our body includes our soul, right? Mind, body, and soul. So let this be what you need it to be. And notice where you're giving your energy. What comparison story are you giving your energy to? Okay, here we go. Go ahead and take a long, deep breath in and release. Good. And for the sake of this session, you're going to tap on the side of your hand and you're going to repeat after me. Even though I notice myself comparing all the time, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Good. Even though I notice that I allow comparison to keep me stuck, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Good. Even though I notice all this comparison in my life, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Good. Deep breath in and release. Good. Our most pressing issue is all this comparison. Here we go. Repeat after me. All this comparison. All this comparison. All of this time I spend comparing. Good. All this comparison. All this comparison. All this comparison. Giving my power to all this comparison. So much time and energy spent comparing. Good. Deep breath in. And release. Good. Here we go. I notice in my life that I have spent a lot of time comparing. Comparing myself to others' situations, comparing my current body to a previous body, comparing my age and what I've accomplished to others' ages and accomplishments. I've compared my mothering and my partnering. All this comparison. Good. Take a deep breath in and release. Good. Here we go. I'm starting to notice the way my body feels when I compare is tense. All this tension and anxiety, all this feeling of lack, I'm giving my power away to this comparison story. Wishing that I was somewhere else, someone else, and not being able to settle into presence. Good, go ahead and keep going. Hearing others talk about being present. Knowing that I can go in and out of presence. All this shame for not being able to be present. All this comparison. All this power drain to comparing myself to another time or another person or another version. I'm ready to take my power back. Releasing this struggle and all this comparison. Good. Take a deep breath in and release. Keep going. I notice that when I compare, I feel old stories of not being good enough. All these stories of not measuring up, of being on a cycle that never stops. Will I ever be content? Will I ever be reconnected with myself and who I am truly? And not care as much about what others are doing or about who I used to be. All this curiosity, all this question of deserving. Keep on going. Do I deserve to be present? Do I deserve to be happy in my body? Do I deserve all the success and wonderful things that have happened and will continue to happen? Looking into deserving now. What is my belief around deserving? All these questions around deserving that I'm going to look into. Good. Deep breath in and release. Good. Keep going. All this comparison exhausts me. I am ready to continue tuning in to what I need and appreciating more often what I have, who I am, and all of my wonderful parts and pieces. I love people. I love to help. I'm amazing at listening. I love helping other people rise. And I'm getting better at tuning into my own needs. Getting better at tuning in to my own needs. All this open space to tune in more fully to my joy and what I already have. Good. Take a deep breath in and release. Good. Notice what came up for you while you were doing this session. Write down what were the points that stopped you for a minute. make sure that when you do this again, when you watch this over, that you put in your own list of the things that are good and beautiful and wonderful about yourself, because this is part of getting back to us. Not only giving weight to the shame, the questioning, but also giving weight to how we do show up in the most beautiful way. The moments where we are content, the moments where we are a version of our best self. Let's look at all of the parts, because all of us have all those parts. There are the parts that show up underdeveloped. Those parts may hurt other people, they may hurt ourselves, and there are parts that are the most beautiful bright light of who we are divinely. And if we're going to give weight not only to others, right, others' falsities, others' pieces of where they're not fully developed, and judge that, then we also have to give weight to where we are developed, where we are in our best selves, even if it's just for moments. I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear your feedback. Thanks so much.